We have a unique bye week because playing week 0, we had to have so many days off. We had to have 7 extra days off between our first bye week and second. So we're only going to practice twice this week, practice yesterday and today. We're going to try to get the guys back early and get some game planning ready, and then have a pretty much a normal week for Purdue. I think next bye week we'll be able to practice 3 times, but that's how many days we had to have off.
You mentioned on your TV show Adrian was a little beat up. Sort of where is he at physically? Do you feel, and you feel good about him finishing it out where he's at?
Yeah, I think there'll be a time when I can talk about the things that he's been dealing with, but he came out of the game clean, so he's going to be as healthy as he's been in several weeks, week from Saturday.
When you assess his performance against Minnesota, do you have to take that into account, what he was dealing with?
Yeah, I think so. We took it into account before the game. Set some of the option stuff and quarterback run stuff that we might have added to the game plan. It just wasn't going to be available to us. We got to play better around him, and I've said that a bunch. We're leading the Big Ten in sacks right now, and that's got to get better. So he's got to trust protection a little better. But we talked yesterday and today a lot about this team is so close. It's been so close in every one of these games, and I'm tired of saying we're 1 play away, we're 2 plays away. The kids are tired of that too. What we talked about the last 2 days was making the play when it counts, being a guy you can depend on when it matters, and we've made plenty enough good plays in several games to have the outcome be different. A lot of guys have had opportunities to make a play, one more play somewhere to get it done, and we haven't done it yet. We've made some game-winning plays and then had chances to stop the other team and didn't. We stopped the other team and had chances on offense to go win it and didn't. So we need guys to be at their best in those situations, Adrian included.
In the one game where you guys got a really good start in the Big Ten against Northwestern, you rolled. What do you feel has kept you from making those kind of fast starts in the other games, other than maybe the opponent being better? And how can you get that going more quickly for your team?
I think we got to completely let it rip. So a little bit of that is coaches. We got to be ready for the first drive. First drive matters. It particularly mattered in that game. We went 3 and out, and they took 7 minutes off the clock and went and scored. But we just watched the whole team game with the offense. First play, we made a wrong read. Second play, had a guy open, and protection wasn't great and just missed it. And third play, had a guy open again. Corner fell down on a dig route, and we probably threw it a little too quick and didn't make the play. And then you punt to them, and they go 7 minutes, and it's 7-0. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. When the play's there, we got to make it. We got to be a little better in protection. We got to make the right read, and it's little details here and there. We're executing on a lot of stuff, making a lot of plays, getting a lot of yards. When it really matters, we haven't gotten it done enough.
What do you want to see from your coaches when you say some of that's from the coaches? Do you mean yourself? Do you mean your assistants? What do you want to see?
Yeah, I think just letting it rip a little early. We had a lot of good plays in the game plan, a lot of good schemes in the game plan. We started with one we liked, and it should have been a good play. We didn't execute it. But I do think we can be a touch more aggressive and let the guys go.
A couple weeks ago, you had sort of got to a point where you felt like you needed to shuffle things around the offensive line. Obviously, Teddy got hurt. Bye week, do you have a chance to think about personnel stuff, or I guess how does that work when you go back and have an extra week to work?
Yeah, a lot of guys got reps today, yesterday. There's only so many places we can go with it. Most of the guys that give us the best chance to win are already playing, so there's not too many changes we can make, but there's certainly some positions where there's always competition.
Scott, it's been over 600 days since you guys have been on the road recruiting. What do you hope to accomplish?
Yeah, that's been tough. It's particularly being in Nebraska and not being able to get out. Our coaches haven't been on the road. You said 600 days, 620 days. It's been a long time. It's just unfortunate. This recruiting class, we're going to focus on maybe some immediate impact guys a little more. Probably not sign as many freshmen. When you're as close as we've been, one or two more pieces, one or two more guys will get you over the hump. So we're probably going to look to transfer portal a little more, look to junior college a little more, and focus on those things to make sure we replace a couple guys we might be losing and try to add just a couple more pieces I think we need.
How does evaluating guys from the transfer portal differ from evaluating the high school?
It happens faster. You got a lot of time to look at high school kids and get to know them. You're never sure who's going to end up in the transfer portal, and you got to make pretty fast decisions, and you got to stay on top of it a little bit.
What would be the positions of need from the portal that you feel like could bring you over the top?
Well, you got to take the best guys available, but and I don't really want to talk about that and do that to the guys currently on our team. But I think we're a couple pieces away from getting over the hump and winning all these games. So we'll do our best to take the young core that we have and a lot of really good young players and try to add to it as best we can through high school recruiting and other ways.
You said on Sunday night that you thought maybe Deontay avoided a serious injury. Think you can get him back in the next couple weeks or at some point over the course of the year?
Yeah, Deontay had a minor knee injury. He's going to be day-to-day, week-to-week. Probably be out for a little bit, but he'll definitely be back this year.
But how about Ramir?
Ramir was in meetings, everything. He's got to pass protocols to get back into play, but we feel good about it.
You like how this team has come back to work every week. Do you worry at some point about a loss of passion with when you're not getting those wins?
I don't think this is going to happen with this team. In years past, I think it might have happened. This team, there's no quitting these guys. They came to work yesterday. They came to work today. That's been improving. I can't tell you how far that's come, just the attitude and culture in the locker room. So I'm not worried about that. Guys will come fight.
Maybe the execution hasn't always been perfect, but when we watched you guys play Oklahoma, Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State last year, the teams were locked in and ready to go. It felt like both the Minnesota games and both the Illinois games in 20 and 2021, I think you would say maybe the approach wasn't, the juice wasn't as high. Have you been able to pinpoint why when your team is a favorite, they seem to be a little less?
I don't know if you can paint it with that broad a stroke. Saturday, I think we came off several games in a row where we spent a lot, and the guys spent a lot, and they poured a lot into it. And they poured a lot into preparation for this one. They were ready to go. I didn't notice anything different until I got in the locker room right before the game, and it was good. It just there wasn't as much juice, and we did what we could to try to get them going. It wasn't terrible. I think they just lacked a little bit of an edge, and probably coming off 3 night games and playing an 11 o'clock game on the road, I could have done a little more to make sure. I didn't really notice it till before the game, they still took the field prepared and ready to go. I think going 3 and out and giving up the first drive hurt a little too. If they weren't ready to play, they wouldn't have responded and came back the way they did. You don't get what you deserve in football. You get what you earn, and you got to be at your absolute best all the time.
I don't know if you heard P.J. Fleck's comments after the game, but he said the game was an example of culture over skill, that their culture overcame your skill.
No, I don't make a habit of listening to those press conferences. Our culture has come 100 miles. I love where our culture is right now. I think they have some skilled players too, so I'm surprised to hear that. But I hadn't heard that, no.
On Bats, when he's on the field and he plays, what's the relationship there between how often he gets on the field, how often you target him, what he's working through to get on the field more?
Yeah, we got some guys that are really talented that I wish were out there more. Not talking about one specific guy, but some of the guys that I wish are out there more just missed too much time. They've missed reps. You start playing at a high level, particularly in this league, when you get a lot of repetition, you get a lot of experience. Then the coaches know, the team knows, you can count on those guys in situations. So some of them get their chance and go in and bust an assignment. And it's tough to keep guys on the field as much when that happens. But you got to be practicing. Every time you got to get the reps. You got to build up that experience. And Xavier's come a long way. He needs more of those reps so that we can rely on him on every play, and he knows that.
When you don't have Dante Williams, what does that mean? What are you missing? What has he given you that's hard to replace?
I just love the kid first and foremost. He's a leader. He's tough. He can play the run, play the pass. We feel good about our young guys behind him, so we'll certainly miss him, but I know he'll help the other guys get ready.
How will you use your time on Saturday, Scott?
I don't spend time with my wife and kids, I'm sure, but we're gonna really take a deep dive to try to make sure that we're in the right stuff a week from Saturday. I think it's an advantage to have 2 weeks to get ready for a team instead of one and be hurrying it. We were on the other side of that last week. We'll be on the other side of it this week. So we're going to spend a lot of time making sure that we address that stuff and try to game plan as best we can.
When you talk to your team about the last four, is there something different that you'd like to see besides the outcome, or is it really just about sort of like saying the one critical moment?
No, I want to see the same effort, the same intensity. Our kids have been playing hard. They've been selling out. We're playing tough. We're making a lot of plays. We've been a play short, an inch short. We got to find a way to get those plays done, and we'll keep putting kids in the best situation we know how to. It's going to happen. They just got to get it over the hump, and we got to find a way to get an inch better.
You guys mentioned some of the guys not playing as much because they haven't been practicing as much. Can mental reps during the bye week, can that bridge that gap a little bit?
It can some, but you just need a lot of reps of things to be good at it. I'm not a good golfer, but if I'm not playing, I'm terrible. You got to be doing it to be good at it, and you got to experience situations. You got to see all the signals over and over again. You got to get repetitions. You got to do it with the right technique over and over again. So when the key moment happens, you're not trying to find something new. You're falling back on the training that you have, and over time, those repetitions build, and then when the situation comes up, you know what to do. And there's really no substitute for training and practice.
If Farmer's a second safety goes in, who's that third guy that maybe rotates with Farmer in this view?
We'll see. Several guys that have a chance, but we'll see. I think Farmer will probably be the first guy up, and a lot of guys have a chance to be next.